Look, honey, I shrunk a Les Paul.
Today we're checking out the brand new Epiphone Power Players. Hey guys, the name is Kris.
And my name is Guillaume. Hope you're all having a beautiful day today. We are checking out the brand new Epiphone Power Players. And there's a lot of differences, like many.
Compared to the original versions of these guitars.
Yes.
Clearly, yeah.
First off, we did not get extra buff and extra big in a very short amount of time. Those are just a little bit smaller scale guitars. I think 22.73.
Yes.
22.73 inches.
Which is 577 millimeters.
But no one uses those.
Is definitely closer to like a 3/4 size guitar, like a student guitar, but it's longer than those. So
yeah,
Gibson would call this, or Epiphone would call this a 3/4 plus size.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense because it does not feel like most of the small size, like small scale length guitars, which are sometimes also tricky to intonate and grab chords because you tend to push the strings out of tune all the time.
Narrow.
It is not the case here, which was the first thing I was really excited to see. Is like, plug this in, and I was like, okay, this just feels right.
It feels absolutely fine, and there's a lot of advantages to that. First off, and obviously, if you're a smaller person, if you're a beginner, if you're younger, if you're just like a little bit smaller, this is a lot more comfortable to play with. It's not a guitar that you're gonna have to give up on once you grow up either. If you're starting as a young, like a beginner player, like this is, like I'm not a big person, but I'm still like, I use regular scale instruments and whatnot. And this is just, this feels pretty much exactly the same.
Feels right? It's not like there's a learning curve to it. It doesn't feel like, oh, I need to, do different things now. It just feels, after a few minutes, like it's the normal size guitar. Also, which is really impressive.
One of the advantages of that, like kind of in-between scale, is the fact that you don't really have to adapt your string gauge either.
Yeah.
Because that can be kind of confusing for like, at least like really short scale electric guitars. There's a lot of like versions where you can only tune it in A, otherwise you have to use like really thick strings, and it's kind of a weird experience to go from that to full scale. This is absolutely not the case here. So,
it's also tricky when you're asked, like, I have someone like a kid, smaller, whatever, 6, 7, 8, something like that. And like, what kind of guitar would you recommend? And it's tricky to recommend the really small ones because there's always something about it you need to be aware of. You need thicker strings or a higher tuning or whatever. This is zero issue here. Like you just put on your 10s or 11s or maybe even 9s. You need a light touch, but I guess these are 10s. These feel like 10s, and it just feels so soft and so comfy. And you still grab your power chords. We'll show sounds in about a few seconds.
About now.
About now.
Let's do some cleans, some dirty on those. Then we'll go through the specs.
Yeah.
And then just for reference, we'll compare them to the big. Brother, sister, I don't know, the big versions of those same guitar, meaning like an Epiphone, like inspired by Gibson, Epiphone Les Paul Standard and
the SG. So cool.
All right,
you want to start?
Clean, yes. I'll try and go through some of the positions.
honestly, that amount of articulation and clarity is not something I would expect from like a smaller sized student guitar type of guitar. That's why I don't feel like this is like literally the first guitar that you play for a few months and then you're like, yeah, whatever, let's sell it.
No, for sure.
This is something if I bought this to my kiddo, who's unfortunately not into guitars but synthesizers,
God.
I don't know what I did wrong. I'm just kidding. It's awesome.
Failed as a parent.
Failed as a parent. No, but if he was interested in guitars, this would be definitely something I would consider, because if then he's, big enough to take whatever guitar he wants and prefers something else, this is something you throw in your trunk and just take on vacation and just have a rehearsal, and you want to drive your bicycle or your motorbike, just put this on your back and you don't have that long neck, fiddling in the wind around, which is something I did many times and I don't like it at all. Smaller size guitars have obvious benefits.
They have their place.
If they feel right and sound right. And this is a lot of fun, actually.
I'd like to take back something. I'm sorry, I didn't want to call you a bad parent. I feel hot.
Come on, dude. I know.
But,
I know.
Although everything
else
you said afterwards was absolutely accurate. Those do sound really good. I think they're the Epiphone pickups, and that's the 550 and that 700T. And although, so I know obviously because of the size, a lot of you guys are going to ask, okay, but like how heavy are they and why?
They are not.
They weigh nothing.
Like air.
Despite the fact that they are mahogany guitars. Both neck and body are mahogany, obviously volume, tone, wrap around.
Everything
cool.
in it, and it feels like they did not save on anything to make this like a really affordable guitar. No, the tuners feel proper. The wraparound is, as you
The only thing that purists are gonna say is like, yeah, but what's that? And like, honestly, this is fine. Like, it sounds really good. Like, it resonates. Like, I'm not gonna say the same because we all know that wood doesn't matter. It's all in the pickups anyway. But for the guys, for people asking, this is a bolt-on set.
Which, A, gives you a bit snappier tone, which is good. And B, you can actually just dismount the neck, put it in your suitcase, and fly with this thing.
That's true.
Honestly. The thing is that the pickups are great. I was really, not convinced until I've heard them. I was like, okay, maybe.
That's always that. We're talking like 200,
muddy and whatever.
270 euro guitar. Don't take my word on it. The link is in the description, so if you're interested, go check it out. But like 270 euros, whatever that is in freedom money, that's always a concern, Like for those guitars, like you're gonna get like somewhat a decent construction, and nowadays they're not toys at that price point. Like they're actual instruments, but electronics. Not always.
Exactly. It really feels like they didn't aim for like, let's make it as inexpensive as possible to sell it as much as possible. They really wanted to make instruments that are shorter and that are way more affordable than, let's say, the Inspired by Gibson collection, which is something they nailed.
And if, like me, you feel weird holding like a regular size Jazzmaster or something because you're not too big yourself, well, this feels like, look at me. I look like Slash holding a Les Paul. Smooth. Was that the plexi tone? Yeah, of course. Before we jump on to the other guitars for comparison, those also come in a gig bag. That's right there.
We have it in the bag.
And they come with a pick, with a strap, with a cable, with a... You're just missing the amp, basically. So Yeah, just for you beginners out there looking for your first guitar, that's always good to know. Let's swap on to the other ones, play some clean, play some dirt, and you guys can just go back and forth and figure out if you can hear any particular difference.
Yeah, it's not like a proper A-B comparison. I mean, the price points are so far away. And,
that's true,
and like the type of the guitars, because, shorter scales, normal scales, whatever, 500 something for those right now in euros in Germany. So check the prices, of course, in the link below. And these are 270-80-ish. That's a big boy. This is
when you've been using that for like half an hour and you pick that one up, it's oh my god.
Because that's like a normal weight.
Yeah.
This is how we're used to them, and now we are also spoiled by these really
I know that
light
people
ones.
hate to see me like juggle guitars like that, but I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. All right.
Oh my god, this feels so big.
It's chunky, isn't it? Should I start with some cleans?
These are cleans. I love the clarity in the mid-range of an SG. Why? Why isn't every second person on this planet playing an SG? Obviously.
Exactly.
It's so clear and has the right mid-range, and it's just so it has a tight low end.
The only reason why I don't play one is like if anyone sees me playing slide on SG, they're going to be like,
he wants to be Derek Trucks.
So I'm playing slide on the Strat and everyone's like, he's trying to be Ariel person. You cannot win in this world. Anyway.
He's still trying to be Derek Trucks, but plays the wrong guitar.
Exactly.
Okay, give me some high gain.
I like having an amp with several channels.
Ridiculous. It's so chewy. Wow.
I like even low on the neck, like on the fretboard, the neck pickup was just
that
like
glassy clunk clunk.
Yeah. And that was a masterclass as to how to fall back on the route from
somewhere.
Where was that?
I don't know where it was.
Nice, well done, well played.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I need an SG.
I don't know.
By the way, we were figuring out who's gonna play which guitar, like LPs, SGs, whatever. And I was like, I never play an SG. Let me play the SGs today. And
yeah, I
shouldn't have.
I would have played slide on it. I would have played. Okay, well, in terms of feel, obviously massively different.
Yeah.
You guys can judge the sounds by yourselves. This is the objective. The point here is big difference on the weight, the chunkiness of the neck. The other ones are a lot more approachable, a lot lighter.
Nice slim D on the on the Power Players.
Still, like the vibe stays the same in terms of like sound and the feel, and even like feel of the like string tension, which I know is a big thing for a lot of Les Paul players. I really understand that, and honestly, that was not far off on the Power Player. So I don't know. If you like a chunky neck, for sure, go for the OGs. You know, like either Gibson inspired, the Epiphone standards. You can get. It's also a question of budget.
Yeah,
like
of course. There's so many models. Yeah, yeah.
Super affordable.
And some will have like a slimmer neck or whatever. The width is pretty cool on those on the Power Players because it's 41 millimeters.
Yeah.
Insert inch here. 41 millimeters, which is a nice narrow, but definitely not too narrow. Not width, which is something that feels good, even if you have like big, flashy fingers like I do. It feels right. It's just a bit more compact.
Flashy or flashy fingers?
Flashy.
I have super flashy fingers.
Look at them.
Sorry,
it would be nice to control that flashiness.
That's true.
Yeah, so those just feel a bit more compact. That's what it is. It's enough smaller for like kids if they want to start out on an electric guitar and cannot just quite stretch the fingers for like a C or an F chord on like a normal scale length, which is absolutely understandable. I've been teaching for many years and I've had that. Like kids, being into AC/DC and grabbed an Epiphone SG and he was like, oh, I love the guitar. But I felt like, okay, let's not practice C majors and F majors yet because it's just a little too long. So we put on a capo and did the same thing from the 5th fret on. And with the Power Players, you just don't have that issue at all.
Have back problems. Go for that.
Yeah,
as well.
also that.
Anyways, but you guys let us know. Let us know in the comment section. Are you interested in those guitars and why? Is it just the scale? Is it the weight? Is it because you didn't really hear any difference in sound? Super interesting to know. Is it going to be your first guitar? We want to know all that. So put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out the link in description if you want to see all the different models of those guitars. Those will have the pedals, the amps, and all of that good stuff linked in there as well. And what else?
We need an outro jam. That's what we're going to do. You guys take it easy. See you down there in the comment section.
Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you did, and even if you didn't. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye-bye.